Hello, welcome. Come on in. Oh no, I'm not early. It's 7 o'clock. And this is late for me to go live. So thank you for being here. I'm Lisa Brown with Ink and Inspirations. And I'm just going to give it a minute or so to let people see the live because I know there is a delay. I will say hey Pam, hi Dawn, thank you for tuning in. If you do join on Facebook, I do know that there have been some issues with live streams on Facebook. So if you have trouble, you can go to Lisa Brown Inc. on YouTube and it should be okay. So, how's everybody doing? Woo, it's busy around here. Hey, Cindy, welcome. Hello. It is so busy, a busy time of year. I still haven't finished my shopping. Eek. But I plan to do that soon and have some gifts to wrap. But I was short on bags this year, so I thought I'd show you a large bag, a larger size bag made with two 12 by 12 pieces of paper. I've shown it before, but it is so easy. And I know you have paper at home that you can use. And so it uses two 12 by 12 sheets of designer paper. And then one is a smaller bag that could fit a small gift or even be put in a stocking. So we're going to do the large bag first. So welcome everyone, and thank you if you're watching the replay. So happy you're here during this busy Advent season. And just a couple of things I want to mention. Let me just say hello here. Hey there. Okay. A couple of things I want to mention. You can see here on the screen. Let me see if I can. There we go. On the screen here is my host code for the month. And also, Stampin' announced, I think it was yesterday. Hi, Diana. About the free shipping offer on Thursday, December 15th, 24 hours only. They surprise us with it, and I love it when they do that. It is for $75 orders or more before tax. You get free shipping. And don't forget about the clearance rack. Don't forget about the last chance promotion sale. There are many items still available. I was just checking my list of sold out items, and there really are basically very few compared to how many things are going away. So be sure you check that out. Okay. All right, we're going to get started here. Thanks again for joining me. Be sure and pop your questions in the chat, or if you're watching the replay, you can put them in afterwards. Okay. All right, here we go. All right, so I've got my Simply Scored out, and I'm using it because I'm using a 12 by 12 sheets of paper. So this is from the Sweetest Christmas, I think is what it's called, designer paper. And it's two 12 by 12 sheets, and we're going to be scoring. Now, you could use two different patterns, okay, and it'd still be super cute, but I try to find two of the same pattern. Hey, Connie, in my designer series paper stacks. So I'm going to make this one completely, and then I'm going to try something I haven't tried before and partially assemble it where you can store these flat. Okay, so because we don't, this is a sample that I made. Okay, all right, so you see it's a nice width, a nice height, could fit a good size gift in there. But storing this is not so easy, right? I have a couple of them I've already made. There's one, and then here's another one with that gingham paper. Okay, so, but I'm going to try something and see if I can get it. Hey, Narisa, to where you can store them flat. Okay, so let me show you this. The dimensions. Two 12 by 12 sheets of designer paper. You're going to score what's going to be your top at 1.5 inches on both pieces of paper. Okay, so when you're looking at your paper, if you've got, like, say, the gnomes paper, you want all those little gnome guys to be up and down, their heads on top. So be sure you look at that. And that's the 1.5 inch score on both sides. Then the other 3 sides on both sheets would be the 2 sides in the bottom or scored at 3 inches. Okay, very simple. Okay, that's really all you need to remember. Okay, so let's go ahead and score this. I'm going to use this diagonal stripe, and I'm going to try to get them going the same way if I can. And it doesn't really matter. Let me see. There we go. So I'm going to call this my top. Okay. And so I'm going to score that at 1.5 inches. So I'm going to line it up, put the corner up here in the Simply Scored scoring tool, and just pull it down. Okay. Then I'm going to score the other 3 sides at 3 inches. There it is. It's so hard to see on these patterns after you've scored. So there's 3. And then the bottom at 3. And then again. And so we're just going to repeat this on the other sheet. Okay. So here's my top. And here's the other side. Okay. 1 1/2. Oh, no, I want my top over here. Okay. I get to talking and it's like, ugh, pay attention, Lisa. Get it right. 1.5 inches and then 3 inches on the other sides. Oh, 3, Lisa, not 1.5. See? Too much talking. All right, there's 1. And 2. That's the bottom. And then 3. This is a sturdy bag, even when you make it out of designer paper. You know, our designer paper is more lightweight than our cardstock, but it, I don't know, it holds up well when you do the folds and do your creases. Okay, so I'm going to have my candy canes showing as an accent for the top. Okay, so I'm folding that down, but I want this green stripe on the outside. So I'm just folding, and you can do it with your bone folder. Got it right here. I don't know why I'm not using it. Oops. So I was seeing that we may get some rain here in Southeast Texas this evening, but not a whole lot. I know North Texas. Cindy, did y'all get any of that weather? That bad weather? There were some tornadoes that touched down up in North Texas. Okay, do that. Now let me go ahead and do this one while I'm thinking about it. Here's my top. And turning colder here this weekend here in Texas, Southeast Texas, northern, up north, more north too. Okay, so here, I'm going to fold here. And then again on this side. Okay, so now we're going to do a little prep work here. Oh, it was awful this morning, I bet. Whew, it looked like it was. Okay, so this weekend, some of my family and close friends are traveling by charter bus to Dallas with Arlington to AT&T Stadium because our local team is in the state football playoffs. A lot of rain in Missouri, turning colder. Yeah, Diane, I had seen that. Yeah. So we're getting ready for another road trip. Be fun, though, with everybody on a bus. Okay, so now here's one of the sheets of designer paper. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut 2 of these squares off at the bottom formed by the intersecting score lines. Okay, and that's going to leave us with a big tab there in the middle. Okay. Oh, Connie, that's scary. Yeah, I heard that there was a duck and cover called for. Yeah. Thank goodness he's okay. Thank you, Lord. Okay, I'm going to do that. Set that aside. Now let's work on our other piece. Here's our top, okay? And so on this one, we're going to not cut up from the bottom. We are going to cut in on the sides. So let's cut in, and then again over on this side. Okay. All right. Now, I've found it easier to go ahead and adhere this piece down before I start assembling the box. The bag, I should say. Box bag. Okay, so I'm going to use some liquid glue, and we're going to pull that down. And again, that's the border on the top of the box. Adds a little accent strip. Boy, that sounded really Texan. Hey, Lynn, how are you doing? Okay, all right. And so now let's flip and do this one while we're thinking about it. And this is a new bottle of glue, and it's healthy. You know what I mean? It's ready to come on out of its container. All right. Don't want to put too much. Press down on that. So now you see we have the two sides of our bag. Okay, we have one with this tab and one with these two flaps. Okay, so what we're going to do is you're going to take this tab and put it over that same area on the opposite sheet. Okay, so we're going to do that. And then these tabs on the side are going to come up and adhere right there. Okay, so let's do one step at a time. This tab, and I don't want to forget to play with this about storage, flat storage. Okay, so now you see I've glued that two together. I could fold this up like that and store it like this, you know, in a box. All right. Hey, Patty. Good, Lynn. All right. Let's see. Once I do this, now these two flaps, you know, we glued this one on top of this, and then we're going to pull up and glue these flaps right here. Once we do that, it would be hard. It can't store it flat. Okay. So this is my suggestion. Go ahead and cut everything up, score it all up, and then glue this tab here over that center section, fold it over, and you probably can even make it smaller, you know, and store them like that. And then when you need the bag, all you're going to have to do is this. Okay. And assemble it. And you probably could even do the ribbon that I'm going to show you in just a minute, okay? And it would be ready to go, but you could store it flat, okay? All right, so now let me do this. Fold these two in. Adhesive, and I like to use, you can use tear and tape or seal, but this gives you some wiggle room, okay? So I'm going to put that up. And we're going to do the same on this side. So I have quite a bit of designer paper from this mini catalog because I just loved it. And I had kits to cut and prepare and make. And so I think I'll be making some of these bags. So now you're going to take these two flaps, are going to come up and over. Is that right? No, I did it. You can do this or the other. Let me see how I'm going to do it. I'm trying to get it where there's not a seam in the front. Okay. So you can either go over this and do that, or you can put it on the inside like this, which I think I'm going to do that. Okay. So just however, it's going to, you know, the paper is going to match and everything else. So just get the bag together, right? and get the gift in it. Okay, so I'm putting that on the inside. Okay, and then I'm going to glue this, and that's going to go on the inside there. Okay, and then I have just fulls on one side. Not that it matters. You know, it's going to be a precious bag because it's got our beautiful paper, right? So when you're doing this, you want to try to match the top edge right here. Okay. So you can take it and push it down, and then the other side. Okay, there you go. So there it is. So let me show you what I do for my handle. There are all different options, okay? You could use cardstock in one of these colors and go from here to here, okay? Make like a loop in here and attach it here. You could staple it or glue it. I'm going to punch my holes and put the ribbon. But let me show you what I'm going to do first. You know, we cut off these little squares, okay? I'm going to make this into a tag. So what I did is I cut a 2.5 inch square. This is 3 by 3. I cut a 2.5 inch square, and that's going to go right here, okay? You can stamp on it if you'd like. It is sturdy, Patty, very sturdy. I love doing these bags. And like I said, my issue is storage of the completed bags. So that's why I wanted to see if I could do as much as possible before I put it together. Okay, this is the piece we cut off the bag. And I'm just putting a 2.5 inch square basic white on it. And then you could stamp a to and from or a Christmas greeting. In fact, I'm going to put one of the stamps from the Sweet Candy Cane set. And I have one of the candy canes from the designer paper that I'm going to put over here. And you can just fussy cut this out or die cut it out. Let me go ahead and stamp. I'm going to use red because I'm using red ribbon and the candy canes are red on here. So this says Christmas Cheer. Okay, and then just angle this a little bit. Let's see, I'm going to do this because I'm going to punch a hole in this corner, okay? So let's do this. And then I have a red ribbon I tied into a bow. Any color that will match your paper will do. Let's see how I'm going to do that. I'm going to do it like that so it doesn't cover up my Christmas cheer. Then I'm going to punch a hole, and then I'm going to work on the ribbon treatment. So I'm going to do it in that corner. And then let's get the ribbon. Okay, so I'm using this because I hardly used this at all. It's on the last chance list, and I cut about 20 inches for each side. So there's 16, and there's 4. Okay, let's do that again. And this is to give myself room to tie a knot through the holes I'm going to punch. Now, I don't get real picky about this. I don't measure where I punch the holes, but I do use, this is an old crocodile. I don't use a really wide hole. I'm going to come in about 1 inch from each side and go for it. Okay, I see where I need a little bit of glue right there, so let me hold that. Okay, same on this side, about 1 inch from each side, and punch. Now, we've got that. So on this first side, this is my front, what I'm calling the front of my bag. I'm going to thread one side of this cording through this hole. If I hold my mouth just right, it's going to go through. There we go. So now that's there. You don't have to worry about attaching it, okay? Then go through this hole. I'm going to get a little, where's my take your pick? Here it is. I'm going to punch that through and make it easier. If your ribbon or cording frays, you might need a little help from a friend here. Take your pick tool or put a piece of tape around it. Let me trim it off again. Now maybe. And the reason I do the smaller hole is because all I'm going to do is tie a knot on this end. Turn it where you see it. So I pull it through, tie a knot, and I don't want it to pull back through that hole. If it was one of the larger holes, it might pull through. Okay, and then I pull my tag up like that. All right, let's just do the other side. Okay. It has been like summertime here. Whew, hot and humid. Not hot, but upper 70s, 80s, and humid. But that's okay. I'm not complaining. Okay. One more side. And this, okay, hindsight, I need to put my glue a little closer to the edge. Okay. I don't want that seam showing so much, so can always doctor that up. It's about to get cold, Debbie. Yes, it is. Okay, let me push this through. Oh, it's hot in here. Raining for a few days. Okay, yeah. Yeah, it's been some crazy weather, that's for sure. Okay, tie this knot again, and then this is going to be done. So you see how easy that little tag was attached? Easy peasy. Okay. There we go. And got some generous handles on there, which is nice. And there you go. Oh, Patty. Whew. Yeah. Patty, what state are you in? Okay. So there we go. Okay. Who's going to try it? Tell me in the comments if you're going to make a bag. If you do, I want to see it. Send me a picture or post it on the page. Yeah, Narisa, these come in handy. All right, there it is. Okay, so let me kind of clear the space and let's do one more easy little bag. Good, Debbie. Do it. Use that paper you have stacked up, right, Debbie? Okay. Here's the next little bag we're going to make. Thank you, Patty. Thank you, Cindy. Okay, so here, this is just about 1 inch in depth, and it's 3 inches wide and 5 inches tall. So you could fit a little gift in there, even a gift card. Good, Diana. And so, you know, I'm going to use this. It's going to go in a stocking. Hopefully it will fit. I think it will. My stockings, I made them, and so they're a little narrow, but I think it'll fit in there. And I'm just going to I'll show you what I put in it in a minute. Let me get started. Okay, not keep it too long. Okay, I'm going to get my paper. I'm using Framed and Festive, which this won't be available after January 4th. It goes with that, what is it called? Fitted. Somebody help me out. What's that floral? The one with the ovals, die cuts. What's that called? It's the companion stamp set. Framed and floral. Gosh, Lisa, now it's going to bug me. I'm looking it up. Framed florets. The Fitting Florets bundle. Yes, this is the companion set with that, and it's got some great Christmas sentiments in it. Thank you, Lynn. Okay, so here we go. On this one, I don't think I made any notes. Yeah, I did. Okay, this is cut 6 by 8, and this is the paper, the limited edition paper that comes with that Fitting Florette suite or collection. And I thought this looked like a holly. It could be holly or it could be mistletoe, but I'm going to add some color to these berries. So this is 6 by 8.5. We're going to score it at 3, 4, 7, and 8, and then we're going to turn it and score what we're going to call the bottom, which this one really doesn't have directionality, at 1, and then we're going to score at 4.5. So I made myself some notes here so I wouldn't mess it up. Okay, so first I'm going to be really quick, and you can take your Stampin' Blends and color on your designer paper. And you can use your Stampin' Write markers as well. I just find that this is just quick. The alcohol markers are just so smooth for coloring and really juicy. So let's see how that adds a pop of color to this paper. So we're putting red berries. I put some of my Christmas decor out this week, and my tree, the half of the lights didn't come on. So I told Jackie, I said, we're just going to add some lights. I am not unstringing that stuff. So he got some more white lights today, and we're going to put those on it. Anyway, so love this time of year. It's just hectic with our team still playing football, which it is so fun. We are having a blast with that. But it's a little hectic. Okay, so I'm going to score this now. See how that is? I love that pop of red. Okay, so now let me get my Simply Scored again. And we are going to score it at 3, 4, 7, and 8 on this long side. Okay? Put it up here in the corner. 3, 4, 7, and 8. Then, whatever the bottom is going to be, okay, I'm going to call this the bottom. Again, if your paper has directionality, make note before you score. This is 1 inch, that's the bottom, and then 4.5 right here is for the top little piece. Okay, all right, let me get the Simply Scored out of the way, and I'm going to fold on these score lines. So this one's going to go, look at the red, how it goes through. Okay, so now let's do the bottom. Okay, and then we can varnish on these 4 lines to help our bag go together more easily. And then we're going to do a little bit of cutting and trimming. So Thursday evening, I don't know what happened to my premiere last week where nobody could participate in the chat. I probably scheduled it wrong. But I am going to have a premiere with a couple of little treat holders for stockings, okay, smaller than this. So be sure and look for that. It'll be easy. It'll be quick. You don't need anything difficult this time of year, right? Okay, so now I'm going to cut off this small rectangle, the 1 inch score here, not this top. Okay, that comes down farther here. This one, we're going to cut just this one off like that. And then we're going to cut up on the rest of these 4 lines to put our little bag together. So next week, I probably am going to take the week off from my lives, my scheduled lives, because it is getting close to the holiday. But if I may pop on live sometime, and I'll let you know ahead of time if I am. And I may do a Tuesday. I'll see. Okay. So we're going to come across and we're going to glue this to this little flap here, for lack of a better term. Okay, so I'm going to go all the way down, stamp and seal just because it's quick, and then bring this side over. And see, you could definitely store this flat at this point. Okay. All right. So now you have, I've got the seam right here. So this is going to be my back. I'm going to fold the two side flaps in first, then the back, then the front. Okay. That's pretty with that red on there and that evergreen. Okay. So now we have that. Now, you see I have this score line here, and you probably think, what's that for? Well, we're going to pinch in right here, and then it gives it kind of like a little top, and that's where we're going to do our ribbon. Where's my sample? It's probably in front of my nose. I just showed it to you, right? Okay. Well, it's here somewhere because it belongs to one of my peoples that I'm going to be using their stocking. It is, here it is. Okay, so I'm going to punch 2 holes in it again, but first let me show you what I'm going to put in it. And it's just easy. Just, Narisa, this should look familiar to you, since if you're still here. Just a few pieces of candy. Don't want to give too much candy. And then we're going to, this one I can do bigger holes. So I'm going to punch 2 holes here at the top. If you don't have littles, you could staple it and put a bow or use a glue dot for the top of it. But I want to do where's my ribbon? Here it is. Okay. So you see I punched through both thicknesses at the same time. Now I'm going to go ahead and thread it through. And this one, I'm coming back through the hole, and so that really closes up that top. Okay? All right. Let me cut this generously and tie a bow. So easy. And if you do several of these at one time, I'm going to tell you, that's the way to do it. Mass produce them and store them flat. Okay, so there's that. Now we're going to do an easy, here's a little die cut circle, or you could punch it if you have a circle punch. And I'm using Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. Thank you, Pam. And I'm going to stamp, and I'm going to put that right here. Yep. Okay, and then I have some of this glimmer paper. Now, this is one of the items that has sold out. That was super popular with that Lights Aglow suite and that Lights Aglow designer paper, that 6x6 pack. One of the first things to sell out. That was super popular. Okay, this is going to go here. You could use gold foil. You could use red cardstock or any glimmer paper that you have. Okay, I'm using glue for the glimmer paper to give it a good hold. And then, thank you, Connie. Yeah, I like this little bag too. It's a good little size. And just put that on there. You know, and if you needed it to say to and from, you could do that on this as well. Okay, so let's see what we have here. We've got our 2 little bags, and we have our 1 big bag that we made tonight, and I have several others, but they're not room on for the screen. So I hope you will give those a try. reminders about, let me get back where you can see me. Exit. Okay, so thank you all for being here. I hope you will give these bags a try. I want to remind you, here's my host code. You can't see it. I'm going to put it right here. And then on Thursday, December 15th, for 24 hours only, there's free shipping on orders of $75 or more before tax from the Stampin' Up! Online store. Okay? So if I can help you with anything, let me know. Oh, thank you. Yes, Lynn. Thank you. Okay, so I hope everybody has a great weekend and a great rest of your week. Also, look for that premiere on Thursday evening here on YouTube. It shouldn't be too long. I'm gonna do something quick because that's what we need right now, right? Nothing hard, but it just takes a little piece of candy into something special when you package it up all cute. So anyway, thank you so much, ladies. Thank you so much, and gentlemen, if there are any guys watching. So have a good week, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Take care. Bye bye.